Okay, so that first question, why are the schools getting cut? Did someone mess up? First off, the whole town is facing cuts. When things get more expensive and our taxes don't keep up with it, we have to cut things because there's a cap on how much money our town can bring in. That cap is known as Prop 2.5. Prop 2.5 isn't good. It isn't bad. It's the law our town has to work within to pay for everything we need. Going back to the cuts that our town is facing, this word cut is even tricky. Every year, everything gets more expensive. Every year, the town makes more money. It makes more sense to talk about these things as a percentage of the budget, a percentage of all the money that we spend as a town in any given year. In other words, think about what we spend our money on as pie slices in a pie chart. The size of these pie slices are a reflection of what we as a town care about. In 2002, we prioritized education. 65% of our budget went to the schools, and because of that, families moved here. Taxes were reasonable, and the schools were absolutely crushing it. In 2024, according to the state, you can see my research below, the education pie slice shrank a lot. Now only 53% goes to the schools. And that's before underfunding our schools by $1.6 million for this upcoming year. If these cuts go through, if that happens, that percentage will shrink even more. To illustrate this with a really simple example, say a town made $200 in taxes and the school costs $100 to run. The next year, everything doubles. Crazy high inflation. The town made $400 from taxes and the schools cost $200 now. And people go nuts. Mismanagement, get control of your budget, cut the waste. Why does the schools cost so much? Why are our roads so expensive? All of that stuff starts to happen. So the town only gives the schools $150. Is that a cut? Depends on how you look at it. It's more than $100, but it's not enough for them to do what they did last year because everything doubled. Obviously, this is oversimplified, but that's why it makes more sense to look at how our town spends its money as a pie chart. It allows us to see how our money is being used over time, and it allows us to compare how we use our money to other local towns if you use the data provided by the state. So what you're going to see is the education pie shrank by 12%. Where'd the money go? Basically, we made some promises we needed to keep, and so something had to shrink because the town wasn't bringing in enough money to keep up with inflation. That something that shrunk was mainly our schools. What pie slices got bigger? Fixed costs and public safety. Public safety used to be 7.6% of the overall budget. Now it's 9.3%. That's less than a 2% increase. We all want a good police department. We all want a good fire department. They need to be fully funded. That's not the issue. The other pie slice that really grew? Fixed costs. Those account for 19% of the budget now. That number used to be 5%. That's where the money went. What are fixed costs? They are legally or contractually mandated, such as retirement, FICA, Social Security, insurance, debt service, or interest on loans. Like I said, our promises. We all know insurance went up. People retire. We have to keep our promises. It's no one's fault. No one messed up. People worked hard for our town, and they should be able to retire. So why are the schools getting cut? Over the last 20 years, in order to keep those promises, fixed costs, we didn't have enough money. So we had to underfund other things, mainly our schools. At this point, we all need to stop and say, whoa, this isn't who we are. This is going to start to hurt our kids. We need to figure this out. If we're not making enough money, how do we make more? A quick side note, when I say we had to underfund the schools, I'm not just talking about Belchertown. The state funding formula, called Chapter 70, is really broken too. But there's no indication that the state's going to fix that problem in the next 2 years. So unfortunately, it's going to be up to us to get this figured out. Okay, so you're probably still wondering, why should we vote for this? It's a Band-Aid. I don't think so. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video.